Good afternoon and welcome to Something About Being Out. It's 2 o'clock, so the road should have reopened. I went fishing just as Lol Breakspear said. One bite, one fish, one rod. I think the way round he says it is one rod, one bite, one fish. That's the right way round. One rod, one bite, one fish, which is exactly what I've done today. It was a beautiful chub. Exactly as I said, I didn't weigh her. Into the net, sat, waited 5 minutes. She was ready to go, bless her. So I let her go. No issues at all with the barbel. Not a barbel. With the chub, no trouble at all with the chub. She went off fighting strong, straight back under the bush she came from. It was nice this morning, overcast, and the temperature was like 10 degrees lower today than it was yesterday. So it was better fishing conditions for me. I've done 2 or 3 hours, and again, it was the feeding that did it. Using bread and being confident in what you was doing, just firing bread in upstream of where I was fishing and letting it float past. Sat there having my dinner doing the same thing, just constantly putting little nuggets of bread in. Some of it was floating, and eventually the white lips came. So I swapped from a float to a tasselled loop, which I just put an SSG on, a size 12 B911, great hook, love them, in barbless. Put it in, do a feeding so confidently. Within 5 minutes, bump, 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 and I had a beautiful chub, somewhere in the region of 2 to 3 pound, roughly that sort of size, mint condition. Put her straight back. Thought, what should I do? I thought, I know, I'm gonna pack up. So I pack up. If there's any jobs to do at home, I'll go and do them. Well, there is always jobs to do at home. So I thought to myself, rather than catching another in these warm conditions, I thought, well, I'll go home. The hardest bit for everybody, I think, is getting there. So I've got here. I've done it, and it's been beautiful. And I'd rather do little and often rather than, I think that's a lot to do with getting older and the person I am as well. I think my concentration's not the best. I have done week sessions before, and I've really enjoyed it as well, camping out. But day sessions, as Lol Breakspear says, day sessions are good. They fit round your family, your children, your wife. They are what they are. And I'll mention this whilst I'm on. Des Taylor thinks that catching chub and barbel at night is a bit of a myth. Well, I don't disagree with him, because you see chub and barbel caught in the day, but on certain stretches, I think the more prominent. On the big river local to where I fish, I think that particular stretch for barbel does fish better in the darker hours in winter. I can't comment on how it fishes now because I've never really fished it that much. I've always been fishing somewhere else or not been fishing. So I don't know is the answer to that. So probably do a little bit of finding out this year. So I'm going home a happy angler. I was talking to a guy just there now. He asked me if I caught anything, he asked me if I'd been fishing, and we was having a nice chat. The part of the river that I'm on now, there's two clubs. One's local and one's further away, and I fished the one that's further away. He said he'd fished it for a couple of years and not caught anything. I've fished it 3 or 4 times, and each time I've lost fish on lures. So yeah, it's all about fishcraft. Going to the spots, it's exactly like Des Taylor says. Sometimes the spot can be the one where everybody fishes and where all the people come through. That can be the one. And today, I'd say I went a little bit further upstream than where some people would go, but it was away from a footbridge. And I fished somewhere which I thought was a good fish holding spot, which was a willow tree. And in front of me it was shallow, but you could tell it went deeper under the tree. So basically, when I got them feeding, I fed not much. I bought a loaf of Warburton's Farmhouse Toasty, because that's all they've got, and it stays on the hook really well. It's a good bait, is Farmhouse bread. And I fired that, actually, some in the track of the river, some into the actual tree, and let it drop down. And what that does, it'll get them to come out. You know, they live under branches, they live under willow trees, and they'll stay there for safety. And then, yeah, they are a predator or a chub, so they'll come out in ambush. But believe it or believe it not, all the leaves that are going down the river, they know what bread is on that particular stretch. They really do. I've heard that before. One of my cousins fishes rivers, and he said that. He said they do know what bread is. And I've heard it off other anglers too, that have fished these particular stretches of river which are local. And they certainly do know what the difference is between a leaf and bread, because they were right in the clear water. I could hear them. I was sat back on my chair in the undergrowth, and I could hear them. And the more bread that I put in, the more slurping there was. So the feeding, it's like people said, the fish have spawned, or should have spawned, and now they're ravenous, because Anglers Baits is easy pickings, it's free. People will feed the ducks and put bread in the river, and yeah, it's just the natural diet of a chub. I mean, they'll love it. As I said before, put floating and sinking in. So yeah, it was a really nice short session. So on that note, I'm going to call it a day. My mental health is getting better, and that's because I'm going fishing. So I think I've told you pretty much everything what I've done. My tackle was a Ninja rod and reel with strong line, and it was a lovely fight, and it was a lovely view of the chub as well. As when I saw what the chub was doing, when I had it on the hook, as I say, I caught it on a twisted loop on a SSG shot, just simple fishing, straight through, because where the fish were coming from, and it came right into the shallow water, and I watched it swimming around, and it was just swimming with the hook in its mouth, obviously. And I didn't play it hard, I played it in steady, then just got the net. I took a film of it, not the actual playing of the fish because it was on my own, but or the bite, to be honest. Yeah, you could say exactly what it was doing, and it was just swimming. And I just got the net, put her in the net, rested her for 5 minutes. The hook came out in the net, them B911 barbless. I recommend them, they're absolutely brilliant. I need to buy another packet of them, so I'll get some of them. Yeah, great fight, great fish, great day. Lovely guy that I've just been talking to. He was on about some of the things that had happened locally. One of them I don't want to talk about. The other one was talking about predation and the message that these natural mammals cause. Well, it's the way it is. We're lucky in this country that we can fish legally. So as far as that goes, I think we're very lucky, and I'm not going to grumble. There's not many times that I come fishing and blank. Last time I fished on the canal I blanked, but I think I spooked the fish, and some swans came in, and I was more interested in watching the swans, and then I just went for a walk. And that's what you can do when you're angling. So absolutely fantastic. So on that note, I'll leave you with a nice smile. I'm going to go home, do some jobs. Everybody, enjoy yourselves. Take good care. You watch my videos on YouTube. If you like them, like and share. If you don't, yeah, I really only do them for my own mental health. And if I can share information with other people that works for me, but all I will say is it's the way I do it, and it's the only way I know. If people can learn off me, then, but if you already know it, then yeah, you just gotta keep smiling, keep happy, stay safe. And it's from Dave at Something About Being Out. Don't forget to a thumbs up, like and subscribe if you like my videos. Thank you very much. Take good care. I'm going to drive home now, do some jobs. It's from Dave at Something About Being Out. Give you one of them, or one of them, whichever. See you on the next live. Take good care and keep smiling. Bye bye.